Welcome back, Cowboys Nation. It's that time of the offseason where we get our first real glimpse of what this Dallas Cowboys team might look like in the upcoming season. That's right, we're diving into the organized team activities, or OTAs, and there's no shortage of headlines, surprises, and developing storylines. With rookies, veterans, and everyone in between out on the field, we're learning a lot about this team's direction. And today, I'm breaking down 10 major takeaways from the Cowboys OTAs featuring names like Guyton, Micah Parsons, Joe Milton, Dak Prescott, and Miles Sanders. From rookies impressing early to veterans taking on new roles, this is shaping up to be a very intriguing offseason for the Dallas Cowboys. So buckle in, grab a snack, and let's get into what we've learned so far. First and foremost, let's talk about the offensive line and one of the most closely watched players during OTAs, Guyton. The Cowboys' first-round pick came into these practices with a lot of expectations, especially with the departure of longtime left tackle Tyron Smith. Guyton has been working almost exclusively at left tackle, and while there have been some expected growing pains, the athleticism and raw power are impossible to ignore. Coaches and media members alike are raving about his footwork and quickness off the snap. There's still work to be done in terms of technique and hand placement, but what we're seeing in OTAs is a very promising start. The Cowboys are clearly all in on Guyton as their future anchor at left tackle, and so far, the rookie is showing he's up to the task. It's also worth noting that veteran offensive line coach Mike Solari is spending a lot of one-on-one time with Guyton, which suggests the team is prioritizing his development immediately. On the defensive side, Micah Parsons continues to be the engine that drives the Cowboys' defense. What's been fascinating to watch is how the coaching staff is using him in these OTAs. There's been a lot of talk about Parsons being more of a full-time edge rusher, and that seems to be the direction we're heading. He's lining up primarily at defensive end, and the explosiveness off the edge is still jaw-dropping. But what's even more impressive is the leadership role he's embracing. Parsons has been vocal in practices, guiding younger players, and setting the tone with his energy. He looks stronger, quicker, and more focused than ever. It's clear he's taken the off-season seriously, both in terms of his physical preparation and his mindset. If this continues into training camp and the regular season, we could be looking at a Defensive Player of the Year type of campaign from him. Switching gears to the quarterback position, all eyes were on Joe Milton III, the late-round rookie out of Tennessee. While Milton is still very much a developmental prospect, his arm talent has been on full display during OTAs. The ball explodes out of his hand like few quarterbacks in the league. The Cowboys are giving him plenty of reps with the third team, and you can see that he's trying to soak up everything he can. His deep ball accuracy is inconsistent, which isn't surprising for a rookie, but the upside is there. He's also working closely with quarterbacks coach Scott Tolzien to improve his footwork and decision-making. Don't expect Milton to push for a backup role this season, but he's absolutely a project worth keeping an eye on. The Cowboys seem committed to developing him slowly, and OTAs have been a valuable learning experience for him. Of course, the quarterback who matters most to this team is Dak Prescott. And let me tell you, Dak looks locked in. With contract talks looming, Prescott is approaching OTAs with laser focus. He's been sharp in 7-on-7s and full-team drills, showing excellent chemistry with his receivers. What's interesting is how comfortable he looks in the pocket, even with some new faces on the offensive line. He's also showing a lot of trust in the younger receivers, spreading the ball around rather than locking in on CeeDee Lamb every play. That speaks to both his maturity as a quarterback and his understanding of the offense. Prescott is moving with confidence, commanding the huddle, and making quick reads. If this is the version of Dak we get in the regular season, the Cowboys' offense could be a top 5 unit in the league. Now let's talk about one of the more surprising developments from OTAs, Miles Sanders. The veteran running back, who joined the team this offseason, has been getting a ton of first-team reps, and he's making the most of them. Sanders looks rejuvenated, showing quick cuts, acceleration, and reliable hands out of the backfield. He's clearly hungry to prove that last season in Carolina was a fluke. The Cowboys seem to be leaning toward a committee approach at running back, but if Sanders keeps performing like this, he could very well become the lead back. He's also been a vocal presence in the running backs room, mentoring younger players and bringing a professional mindset to practice. It's early, but Sanders could turn out to be one of the best value signings of the offseason. Another standout from OTAs has been second-year tight end Luke Schoonmaker. After a relatively quiet rookie year, Schoonmaker appears to have taken a big step forward. He's moving with more confidence, catching everything thrown his way, and showing improved route running. What's especially encouraging is his work in red zone drills. He's become a go-to target in that area, using his size and strong hands to make contested catches. With Dalton Schultz long gone, there's a real opportunity for Schoonmaker to carve out a significant role in the passing game. And based on what we've seen so far in OTAs, he's ready to seize that opportunity. The coaching staff is clearly encouraged by his progress, and fans should be too. Defensively, one name that keeps popping up during OTAs is DeMarvion Overshown. After missing his rookie season due to injury, Overshown is finally back on the field and making his presence felt. He's been flying around the ball, showing the speed and instincts that made him a standout at Texas. The Cowboys are using him in a variety of ways at weak side linebacker, in coverage, and even as a blitzer. What stands out is his ability to diagnose plays quickly and get to the ball in a hurry. He's also been effective in covering running backs and tight ends, something the Cowboys have struggled with in recent years. Overshown could be a real difference maker if he stays healthy, and his performance in OTA suggests he's more than ready to contribute. Let's not overlook the wide receiver room, where Jalen Tolbert has quietly had a very strong OTA showing. After a disappointing rookie season, Tolbert has come back this year looking faster, more confident, and much more in sync with Dak Prescott. He's making tough catches in traffic, getting open consistently, and running crisp routes. It's clear he put in the work during the offseason, and it's paying off. With Brandon Cooks and CeeDee Lamb locked in as the top two options, Tolbert could emerge as a reliable third option, especially if Michael Gallup's role continues to decrease. This is a huge year for Tolbert's development, and so far, he's off to an excellent start. Special teams don't usually get a ton of attention during OTAs, but we have to mention rookie kicker Tanner Brown. The Cowboys brought him in to compete for the starting job, and he's been consistent throughout OTAs. He's hit several long field goals with ease and has shown good accuracy on shorter kicks as well. While it's still early and preseason games will tell us a lot more, Brown is doing exactly what he needs to do to stay in the competition. The Cowboys want stability at the kicker position, and if Brown keeps this up, he might just earn the job. Finally, a word on the overall vibe of this year's OTAs. There's an unmistakable sense of urgency around this team. From the coaching staff to the veterans to the rookies, everyone seems to understand that the window to win is right now. Head coach Mike McCarthy has been more hands-on than ever, overseeing both offensive and defensive drills and constantly communicating with players. There's a sharper edge to these practices, a higher level of intensity. And while OTAs are non-contact and mostly about learning, the message is clear: the Cowboys aren't here to coast through the off-season. They're here to work, to compete, and to get better every single day. That kind of culture matters, and it starts from the top down. As we wrap up this deep dive into the Cowboys OTA takeaways, it's clear this team has a lot of intriguing pieces. Tyler Guyton's development at left tackle will be one of the biggest stories to follow. Micah Parsons looks primed for another monster year. Joe Milton is raw but extremely talented. Dak Prescott is in command and highly motivated. Miles Sanders might be the surprise gem of the offseason. Luke Schoonmaker is quietly becoming a red zone weapon. DeMarvion Overshown is back and ready to wreak havoc. Jalen Tolbert is making a case for a bigger role. Tanner Brown is competing hard for the kicker job. And above all, the team is practicing with purpose, energy, and focus. There's still a long way to go before Week 1, but these early glimpses from OTAs offer plenty of reasons for Cowboys fans to be excited. The building blocks are there. The talent is there. Now it's about staying healthy, continuing to develop, and making the most of every opportunity leading into training camp. And you better believe we'll be here covering every twist and turn along the way. Thanks for tuning in, Cowboys Nation. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 10 biggest takeaways from OTAs, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. We've got a ton more content coming your way: training camp previews, roster breakdowns, and in-depth analysis of every move the Cowboys make. Until next time, stay locked in and go Cowboys!